Okay, bad. So, hey guys, I have to speak English this time because this time I'm talking to you as an American, as an Iranian American, and it's scary, but I just want to get it over with. I figured out that Trump knows what's going on. Trump understands that American market has a problem. Market works, however you look at it. If you owe somebody any money, you're going to pay for it in generations. Trump knows what the woke know. He knows that America, first of all, America is not really a country. I know that because I'm an Iranian. I'm coming from the first country in the world that Cyrus the Great established. And then I figured out, hey, America is a federal country. If I'm telling Iranians this, hey, you guys, federal is not a country. Right? Federal? Federalism assumes that you can vote on right and wrong. You shouldn't vote for right and wrong. Wrong is wrong. Something that is morally correct is morally correct. But Americans have to debate it still. I think the reason King Charles was so happy to see Trump is because Trump knows. But Trump is telling you every day, hey, this media is corrupt. Hey, guys, they are lying to you. And then the media comes back, a Jimmy Kimmel comes in, attacks him. So, he knows the obvious, that America has a race problem. There is a problem in the American natural market. And the way to fix it, there's parts of it that you can't fix. It is... What do you do if your father was a slave master and a slaver? You will do democracy. Because nobody is going to be there that you can trust to keep the right. But the media is not going to let him do that. Another similarity between America, that as an Iranian I'm telling you is not a country. Hey, federal, that means you don't have a country. And Trump can't tell you that. They'll kill him. In America, they would shoot him. Conservatives will shoot him. That was one thing I understood tonight. One of the similarities to the Iranian crown, an American crown, because what you need to do in today's politics to say something and stand there so people can come and fact check you. And if you're wrong, we will throw you in prison. And then we will employ the next one who will be there and make sure, hey, guys, this right is right and wrong is wrong. And we owe the descendants of those slaves money. A lot of money. A lot of money. Maybe Elon Musk can tell you how much money we owe to the ancestors of some of American citizens today. That is a problem. Here, everybody is telling you a part of the truth. But we're still voting whether right is right, whether wrong is wrong. Afghanistan. They have destroyed Afghanistan. Afghanistan had a Shah, has a king, I don't know. If there should be federal, there should be Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Iran. That is federal, including Azerbaijan and Kurdistan. They can vote on it. Fuck them. Fuck them. Not the people. The media. The people, the media, the people who are telling you that Kurdistan wants to just get away from Iran. Is it? Really? Do you really think it was that difficult? If Kurds, all of them, were shooting people, it wouldn't take a week for them to solve this embarrassment of a situation that they're gonna live under Pahlavi crown. Again, as an Iranian, I can tell you, hey guys, they are playing race and ethnicity on us. They're playing race on an American of today. Those who read have understood. We have this problem in our market. We have stolen money, we have to give it back. And unless you do it, a part of your society is going to lag on. This generational wealth is not incorrect. Of course it matters if your father has money or not. Of course. But you can't come to this conclusion that this right is right and that wrong is wrong. That's why you have homeless in America. Why would America have homeless people? Because we can't fucking agree whether gays can get married or not? Or whether people should have guns or not? We had to have guns in the first place because of George Washington. Because he was a slave master you could not disagree with. They killed Charlie Kirk over this. Charlie Kirk knew you can't put slavery in God's book and accept it to be good. There are things you just don't vote on. Slavery, one of them. Probably the first one. Yeah, you guys, you can't own the other person. They can own another person. And they can't show it to you. The descendants of black people have issues that I didn't have as a refugee that I came here at 27. This is a generational wealth problem. Money has been stolen in one generation. When Lincoln came in, he wanted to fix this. Lincoln is the first American president I think you can consider as a real human being. But they killed him. The moment he won the Civil War, the moment all America had to agree that slavery is fucking wrong, they killed him. That's what they did to Kennedy. That's what they did to Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk was the ultimate good person and brave person. He would go there, sit in front of you, tell you the truth, and stand up for it. And Charlie Kirk knew you cannot put slavery in a good book, let alone book of God, who is supposed to be perfect, because the morality science, this is the moral, everything tells you, hey, guys, slavery is unexcusable. You can't fix this. Hello. That's why Iran is Iran still. We didn't have slavery. We had lawlessness. We never had slavery. To understand what slavery is, the way Charlie Kirk could understand it. And I think the way Candace Owens is understanding it right now. This is slavery thing? Probably not right. But then, and still, I think you can take this seriously or not. I'm just giving you my wild ideas that Americans have to fight the Jews to be able to think for themselves over something the Jews agree with. Probably all of them. Hey guys, do you agree we pay back the money we stole? Jews are going to agree with that. They know. They don't have it in their country. They had in the past. That's why they didn't have a country for 5,000 years. Jews have been walking all around the world for 5,000 years. The reason they couldn't settle, you can't settle on a land that has been touched by a slave. That is moral radioactive. That is the science of morality and the science of politics that somebody like me from Iran would know. Because I had a Shahanshah Aryame who educated a lot of people and did the best he could. But in 1979, a fringe group, absolute fringe, they are not even a group, Islamic Republic, seriously, who takes the Islamic Republic ideology seriously as a defender. I'm against it because it's evil. Which is the problem that Arabs have. And then I have news for you that I can't tell you in Arabic because it's difficult. And they didn't teach it. The Islamic Republic taught us Arabic, but not enough for me to be able to go read the Quran myself and figure out, hey guys, Muhammad was not a good man. He had a 6-year-old fiance who he married at 9 is not okay. Hey, good people, God believers, raping a 9-year-old is wrong. But Mohammed bin Salman cannot tell you that. Mohammed bin Salman can tell you, hey, don't kill your daughter. But Mohammed bin Salman doesn't have the power to tell you, hey, guys, right is right and wrong is wrong. And I guarantee you You don't get to vote on right or wrong. What the fuck are you talking about? And we get to 1789, when Britain has conquered a lot of land in 13 colonies. Or as I said in Farsi, that a human being has never seen this continent. You cannot claim to be a human being and live in a society where George Washington has 200 people. You can't fix that. What do you have to do? You should make it voluntary. Whether right is right or wrong is wrong. And where did that come from? This is where Charlie Kirk knew. Hey guys, this slavery thing is in Genesis. Genesis, the story of Noah, the prophet of the unseen God. He curses the other guy, and then black people become slaves forever. And we can't fix that. We can't pay back the fucking money because Trump doesn't have the power to do that. We don't really disagree on anything. Hey guys, if do the majority of us think it is okay to marry a 9-year-old? Do the majority of us really care whether gays really need to get married or not? And fight me over a basic right. Hey guys, we just want to live together. Two of us want to live together, have the rights you already have. And that doesn't mean anything. You can do it. God tells you not to do it. Charlie Kirk realized, hey guys, this God would not tell you that. If God is good, like America is great because America is good. America is good today. We have beat a lot of everything. Wild West? Can you imagine what it looked like in London when Americans were shooting each other in the Wild West? Because the democracy has to force them to agree whether right is right or wrong is wrong or the other way around. And that's how they get religious people. Christians are honorable people, just as Muslims are honorable people. I'm on live, baby. What? He just distracted me. So, one of the biggest losers here are the Arabs. At a point in history, Arabs got under a holy text that they can't get away with. Good people cannot get away from Quran. Good people sell their daughters for I don't know how much in Afghanistan because the law cannot agree whether it's okay to rape a 9-year-old or is not. Can we agree what is right or wrong? I think you can agree on a lot of things with Trump. I thought if we want to solve this problem of this place that is not a country, I'm telling you guys, a federal country is not a country. It's a continent. And then, this republicanism is not even a system of government. What are you talking about? So people are going to decide what is right, what is wrong. They're going to have democracy on that. And then a person that you can't trust because you don't really know gets in to enforce it for 4 years or 8 and then fuck off. Good people don't do that. Good Christians, gun-owning Christians, know that George Washington was not trustworthy. But Trump is not George Washington. I think the worst thing Trump might have done is to have touched a girl. That is what I think. And that is why Epstein is dead. Which was very surprising to me. How can you kill somebody? I knew he was killed. Everybody knew he was killed. How can you kill anybody in a protected federal or whatever prison? You can't, unless you have a lot of power. And the only power that matters is to convince good people to fight over wrong things. The Christian conservative who knows this is wrong, but he doesn't still understand what is written matters. So when Noah curses Canaan, not Ham, Canaan, and they move to Africa, somebody might decide to enforce that forever. We knew Queen Elizabeth I didn't own any slaves, but she had millions of investment in the industry of mining human beings out of Africa. Mining, collecting. Some of the black people collected black people, sold it to Americans who were not human beings because they were slave owners. And those black people who sold these slaves and made money off of it, who are the definition of a trader, were not human beings either. And we are still debating that. Hey guys, is this Bible correct or right? Can we agree on the Bible? On a lot of it. A couple of things are there that you cannot agree on in the Bible and Quran, and in Muhammad's life, specifically. You can't agree to enforce slavery based on the story of Ham and Noah in Genesis. How can you agree on that? Americans don't agree on that. Nobody agrees on that. Maybe Taliban does. I think they do. The Islamic Republic does. Oh, wow, Mr. Khamenei knows it very well. Mr. Khamenei is the leftover of Khomeini's unbelievable revolution in the first country that was ever created. It took over. Because Iranians thought these mullahs are good people. They talk about God, right? They say God said this, and of course they go, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Blowing themselves up to kill Jews. Because we decided we can vote on what is right, what is wrong. Because God had said some indefensible things. That story doesn't make sense. To a good God, you can't justify goodness, any kind of goodness in anybody who has written the Bible. The New Testament maybe. But the Old Testament is poison to Jews. They don't know it though. I don't think Benjamin Netanyahu can tell them, or even if he knows it, or even if he cares, or he prefers to stay out of prison. People were good in 1979 Iran. A lot of them were educated. Iranians went on trips to Europe because they didn't have a way to spend their money. Iranians had so much money that they didn't have a way of spending it in one country. How? What? And then in the United States of America, we should decide whether we can actually give somebody health insurance or not. Should we? Shouldn't we? No. Why? Because your leader is George Washington. Good people do not understand what is there as the Washington Monument is not your father. Charlie Kirk knew that, but couldn't figure it out. And he died somehow. Kennedy died somehow. Lincoln died somehow. Charlie Kirk died somehow. And I think that is the reason that we're on camera. Let me talk. Let me finish this. I can't. I don't think it's a good idea. This is probably the most important thing you can tell everybody today with media that reaches everybody. The people of Afghanistan want to live. They do. Taliban is not Afghan people. Definitely not. Iranians are not the Islamic. We knew that. But BBC brought us democracy. Meaning, you should vote whether somebody should have insurance or not. Because you can't do that in a flawed system. That is what happened in 1789 in France. 1789 in France, yes. So Mr. Voltaire wrote égalité, fraternité, blah, 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 in sans souci, the Frederick the Great's palace. Frederick the Great, who told you, guys, all the country should be run on one person's responsibility. So you can know, hey guys, we have a law in this country. That's why Britain has it. That's why Britain is telling you, hey, we have, or maybe they don't understand this, that Magna Carta is not a constitution, really. What does Magna Carta limit? Who does Magna Carta limit. But this can remain hidden because you should vote whether right is right or wrong is wrong. Why? Because Glenn Beck, whom I love, the epitome of a good person, cannot understand. Hey, you're collecting all these stuff. That is beautiful. You are trying to show people what slavery meant. But slavery was where you think God is. True Americans, that were not good people, not today. So in 1789, the French learned democracy for the first time. For the first time, they learned the democracy. They end up killing their king and start 25 years of civil war. And France has a lot of dictators. And France is still a country. It hasn't fallen apart. Because the French people are French people. The French people are not Mr. Macron. Or his wife or husband or whatever the fuck. You are voting on right or wrong. Good people who have money are voting on right or wrong. And they think a nation that went to the moon created AI. I try to believe electricity exists. I can't imagine it. They created AI. Americans created AI. But many people helped. Israelis helped. But they can't fix this healthcare problem. How much is really? Is it that difficult to agree on some basic stuff that we might be able to do because we went to the moon and made AI? That is the part that America is advanced in. It could be in healthcare. It could be in morality. America is good. Sorry, America is great because America is good. We know that. So why does America have so many problems? Why does America have poverty? We shouldn't have homeless people. This is America, guys. But if you really want, you hate Trump bad enough to move to fucking Europe because you don't like Trump. Fuck you. Go to Europe. Go fucking to the Middle East. Go to hell. Because Middle East is not very different from any kind of hell you can imagine. Who's enforcing it? Arabs. The most beautiful people that have ever existed. The Middle East is a neighborhood, is a family. The Farsi-speaking people that have been cut to Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Iran, and Iran is under the Islamic Republic, and Afghanistan is being run by Taliban. That Trump has to ask you whether he can go control or not. Because good people either know Muhammad was not a good person. They either don't have the power, like me, or they don't understand it yet. At a point where you understand, hey guys, let's do this, we have the money, And we don't need to spend it all around the world when we have some basic problems. If we fix this fucking thing, that is fixable by fixing the morality of the basics of the system, you can really go fix your fucking problems first. And then you can fix every kind of problem. Trump is there to guarantee, hey guys, this right is right and that wrong is wrong. And you basically agree on most of it. And if you don't, fuck you. It is not about Donald Trump. It is mostly about Barron Trump. You don't see Barron Trump. Well, you see him, but you don't hear him. Exactly like the Iranian Mullah Hazrat Noor. 33-year-old doesn't have a single boyfriend in her history. A 33-year-old crown princess of Iran, who is gonna be the king of the Shah of Iran. Shah doesn't have any kind of gender. We are returning to a female Shah after 1400 years. The last female Shahs were the Khosrow Parvi's daughters. Puran Dukh, Azarmidukh. They knew the system, but they fell because somebody managed to use the full extent of the most beautiful people, Arabs, to attack the basics of human civilization. Arabs, like Americans, don't do wrong. If they know, hey, this is right, this is wrong, they don't do it. They wouldn't do it. Why would you do it? Why would you behead 700 people in 700 Jews were beheaded in one day? And you don't believe me? Fuck you. I know it. You can call me crazy. I am crazy. My mental disability, the horrible life I've had that I've written in a novel, and everyone knows that. But I can't save myself. I can't make $1 in America. I've been disabled for 14 years in a country which should be working, because the system should be working, and it does. But the incompetence of presidents, the limits of education of the people you have to agree with whether marrying a 9-year-old is right or wrong is very difficult. What Napoleon experienced was what Shahanshah Aryamir experienced. Napoleon could fix the Kremlin disease. There are no male Russians left. There are no male Ukrainians left. Because you have to agree whether President Trump can help Zelensky. Tell Putin, hey, you are evil. You are evil. Go to hell. You're the bastard of communism. That was the original democracy. Russians are good people. They don't want to die. Why would a Russian want to die? To kill Ukrainians? But they are. My country, the other country where I have all the experience from, Iran, is sending Russia drones to kill Ukrainian civilians. Civilians. Putin is killing civilians that are babies to old people. That is the natural terror. Terror is the fear, not necessarily what happened, but fear. That is terrorism for you. And you can't fight terrorism because you fucking have to trust Trump, and you don't really, and you think Trump is gonna go fuck every person and touch every boob without you knowing it. I think the only thing you don't know about Trump probably is a boob that has been touched, and he probably didn't know that was an underage girl. And Jeffrey Epstein probably had video of that. That's why Trump can't fix your problems. You don't have that kind of an inflation in America anymore. He fixed this once. He fixed this before COVID happened. We were good. We were fine. I live in Vegas. A lot of light. Then Vegas went dark. And it hasn't recovered. I have not been following American politics very much. I felt very defeated. Or no, I felt stupid, not defeated necessarily, because now that I know why I agree with President Nixon, my dog is Nixon, I've always been a Republican, but I can't do the Republican Party anymore. There are motherfucking racists among us, guys. They would kill people for that. They use the N-word all the time. While you're debating whether he is a they or she is the what, and you're fucking with Trump over your adverb or adjective or whatever the fuck that you think is important. Which is debilitating. Because we can't agree on wrong that is right or right that is really wrong. Law knows that. You just need one person to know it and then enforce the law. Trump can't do that. Why do you need to kick Trump out to run a good country? This is what happened to Shahanshah Aryamir. This is what happened to Napoleon. In that experience, Napoleon was they returned Napoleon. They took back Napoleon to Paris and told, hey guys, do you remember this guy? What? He made us everything. He wrote us laws where Europe is enforcing today, called Napoleonic Code. He was democracy once. Then they took him back because French are that stupid that they have had 8 regime changes after Napoleon, whatever. The second time Napoleon was democracied because Voltaire told you égalité, fraternité, meaning you should live like the king. You should not live like a citizen of Great Britain, even in India. You just shouldn't. Go and compare yourself to your ruler, whoever the fuck your ruler is. Choose George Washington. You don't have the capacity to think morally. You're a slave country. In the morals, the science of morality, we have come to this conclusion. Hey, the colors don't make any kind of difference. There is literally nothing. There is nothing I could have found that makes any Jew different from any black person in the middle of Africa. and you want to convince a good person to own 200 people. George Washington. And he wouldn't, she was very sad about this. Oh, he had just 200 people. And those poor people who would stay there until his wife would fucking die. And then, what happens then? Well, you say, we are sorry, we are very sorry, we are not gonna raise that fucking flag anymore. And be very proud, hey, we are Southerners. While you're not, are you a slave master? Why the fuck are you raising that flag? Because you're stupid. Why are you stupid? Because you are under a huge influence called the media. The biggest one of which is, I think, BBC. Some people basically kissed Trump's ass in London. Some people who are probably good in politics, they should know. What do you mean vote on right or wrong? They might have had people, but not on their own land. You couldn't put any black person on the British soil. Free people had to go there from the ship that would stay out there in international waters. And then some people would come here, get water for you to give the human cargo. And you still have issues understanding. This black person is not stupid and not lazy. He just doesn't have the money generationally to go to school. Mr. Louis Farrakhan just picks up black people in prisons because of the lie that Muhammad was a very good person. No, he fucked a 9-year-old. Over a book that was enforced at some point. Isn't today. Jews are back after 5,000 years. 5,000 years. Do you know anyone who has not done everything honestly possible to kill all the Jews for 5,000 years? They did. I think they did. Reza Shah the Great saved some of them. They were Iranians. They just believed in that text that had slavery in it. That makes you so dirty you cannot keep your own land. You will walk around the world for 5,000 years because you have a main basic moral problem in your holy book that you don't understand. Now Jews are back, but everybody is still paying for it because Mr. Khamenei has enough power to create a situation for savages to kill any kind of Jew they could find for 6 fucking hours. They killed babies for 6 fucking hours. Benjamin Netanyahu cannot show you that. They're going to celebrate that. They're that kind of animal. That kind of animal. They stone women. They put a woman in the ground. Throw stones at her. to die. Until she dies. Because she had sex? Are you fucking kidding me? You mean you haven't improved in how many years? Probably you don't. You haven't. Because there are some mullahs, or whatever the Jews are, or whatever the priests are, that might have some good people among them, but they're teaching you something that is flawed, basically flawed, in market flawed. You can't own 200 people and be remembered in the most important capital of the world. And if you do, the most amazing human experience, which is America, which is great because it is good, has a billion, I don't know how many homeless people. I lived in Vegas. The currency was meth and sex. You could pay sex to eat in America. In Las Vegas. Of course you're not going to respect your president. What kind of leader would be respected in a country where people don't live? I am relatively educated. Relatively. And I had an accident 14 years ago. Haven't been able to make $1. And haven't been protected by my government. Although I'm an American. And we agree that Americans should be protected. But my protection will be decided by a fucking racist or whatever judge with some kind of sickness. Who just decides I'm not disabled? How can you decide he's not mentally? What the fuck are you talking about? Do you think I'm Iranian and I'm lazy like the black person? No. I am not lazy. And I figure things out. And I tell those things to everybody. Blacks, Jews, Americans, French, Germans. Germans. The most, they're unusually well managed. Because to a point, there was Frederick the Great who told you, hey guys, nobody can be responsible for, just one person should be responsible for everything if you want things to be in their place. If you have any problem, make him tell somebody to fix it. But one person should be responsible for a whole country. So you can use your fucking resources to provide health care to people in California. And Gavin Newsom cannot force you to do that. Because you fucking agree to disagree on facts. Glenn Beck, probably the best human being in America today. I know Glenn Beck very well. He's going there. Let him show you his museum. Glenn has a museum of evil. But you won't understand how evil. Glenn has a couple of books, a couple of whips or whatever. They had ships for transporting hundreds of human beings from Africa to America. Why should I even be? Why? We can disagree on that because there were no photographs. But on October 7th, there were fucking pictures, videos. They streamed it live, putting a child into an oven. And you can't fix that because Benjamin Netanyahu has to make everybody agree that, hey guys, let these people have human rights. Let's not kill each other over things that can be done with the right leadership. Like New Zealand, Australia, Canada that Trump wants to invade, or couldn't wait. Because when your king is the stronger person, when he knows his people are behind him, like King Charles III, who has democracy, he has Magna Carta. He wouldn't be forced to tell you do shit because he's playing you too with democracy. But you know, the reference of the law is King Charles. And today, your reference of law is becoming Kate Middleton, the best person in England. Kate Middleton is the best English person living today. And she's becoming the reference of law in England. And not just in England, in New Zealand, in Falkland Islands. There is a reference of law. That's why India would work as long as it is a colony. And the moment the British leave India, shit hits the fan so badly that you have a country where its capital is called Islamabad. And they're killing people like Mr. Khomeini. Hello. These guys are terrorists. Don't force Trump or Netanyahu to agree with every fucking person who's being paid by foreigners to play politics. Why do I need to know everything? Why? Because of liberty? Really? Well, Germans, very successful, put their king, the Kaiser, away because he made a war. Really? The first king that ever made a war was your Kaiser? Nobody had done that before. Did you fix the fucking thing with throwing away the Kaiser? What happened? Oh, Hitler! They voted on Hitler. They killed, I don't know, I don't know how many Jews they burned because they voted for Hitler. And they couldn't fix it. I can't fix, hey, Ukrainians, I'm working every minute to stop this catastrophe. My people don't want to make drones to kill you. But our government is killing us. I can't go home. I miss my home. But at a point, when Iran was becoming the great civilization, which it should be, running a country is not that difficult. You just need responsibility, which Cyrus the Great told you, Napoleon told you, Frederick the Great told you. And now Ben Salman is telling you too, and now Trump is telling you too. Hey, have one moral reference, and then go build shit, go to the moon. Have a country. Do you agree that we are Americans today? Let's make America happen. America is not a country. I know, as an honest person from Iran who has been welcomed to America just to be able to live and study politics, federal is not a country. Germans, not a country. Not really. What are you talking about? Different laws means Certain things are good in Massachusetts, and some things, those exact things are not good in Utah, because law should go through democracy. Everybody should get to talk about the fucking law. And we have homeless people because of management problems. You can't trust anybody. I can trust Trump. I absolutely trust Trump. I don't care if he likes boobs. He has proven to me that he's a responsible person. That becomes your natural leader. That solves the woke problem. He comes to you and tells you, hey guys, this Genesis was used against us by writing. First, it wasn't the word. The first word that was written was the base of deceit. Then what are you talking about? You can't vote on right or wrong. Ask Jews. They are back home after 5,000 years. They're still killing them. You cannot watch videos from October the 7th. And you shouldn't. Nobody should be forced to do that. But Mahmoud Abbas cannot go fix the fucking problem because there's a tool called Islam that the media is telling you some people believe. I don't think Mohammed bin Salman thinks it is okay to be stupid. And yet I'm talking about faith. That one God the Jews had somehow figured out that, hey guys, this is going bigger. So it was one other point. But then, where did that come from? What do you mean by that come? Where was before existed? What the fuck are you talking about? Before existence exists, not. What are you talking about? Oh, God created something from nothing. Nothing had character with word and created everything out of nothing. And you're still wondering, wow, he did a very, very good job. Leaves are doing all right, but people are being killed. People are being brutalized in Kabul today. You cannot live in Kabul today. I don't know what is going on in Kabul today. I don't think I can know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm very sorry.
You also need to change the fucking medication.
And so, you do democracy in a federal system, which is not a country. And at a point,
People are home.
I'm sorry, but this is kind of important.
It's 9 o'clock at night. People are home.
I'm sorry. Thank you, baby. I forgot what I was talking about. This to be or not to be is the wrong question. That is not a question. That is a trick. That's a linguistic trick. That something existed before nothing existed before existence. Non-existence has never existed. You can't know it because you have to go through a university system that never works nowhere. And today in America, we cannot agree whether we should teach our children a book that has justified slavery, and now Charlie Kirk is telling you, hey, something is wrong, and he's gonna force you to go kill Jews because you should just kill Jews. Whatever problem you have, you don't have healthcare, kill Jews. You have education problems, kill Jews. You have Islam problems, kill Jews. Jews are very cheap to kill. 700 of them were killed in one day, and we can't say whether it happened or not because it happened 1400 years ago. 1400 years ago is not a lot of years ago. People wrote. That is the problem. People started writing. And that writing started to be enforced at some point. Khadija, Muhammad's wife, who was older than him for like 20 years and paid for him, allowed Muhammad to lie to Arabs in Mecca for 10 years before he had to fucking go away. To come back, invade Mecca, already had Medina, the Yasrib, and he's enforcing the law of God. And Trump and Mohammed bin Salman and Reza Pahlavi should force you to understand. You can't vote on right or wrong. Maybe you don't have answers for everything, but there are not very many things we cannot agree on, all of us. Unless somebody's a terrorist, somebody wants to kill people. Sick. Somebody thinks it is reasonable to create a Kremlin, which was stolen from the natural leader and has done evil to Russian people. There are no men left in Russia. The media cannot tell you that. If they try to do that, Mr. Putin will kill you. Mr. Putin is a very bad person. Zelensky is not lying to you. Zelensky is a very good person. Every country needs to have a Zelensky. And once you have a fucking Zelensky, you go study, go to the moon. If anything goes wrong, you go to the family. Hey guys, somebody's killing somebody there. Somebody is becoming George Washington. Somebody's owning hundreds of people. And Trump will go fix it for you. But you won't, good people, a civilization like America cannot morally improve enough to understand. You don't like Trump? Fuck you. Why are you lying about Trump? If you really are honest, why are you lying all the time? All the time. Muslims and leftists lie all the time. And they don't think it is wrong. They think it's smart. Muhammad had taqiyya. Oh, I lie to push politics. Of course, I'm very smart. No, you're not smart. You're wasting a civilization of people who are all poets. In the Middle East family, maybe in the world, Arabs are the most honest people. They enforced natural law without a natural leader. You had haram months in the Arabian Peninsula, meaning people didn't do anything wrong for a couple of months. People who didn't have land or any law enforcement didn't do anything wrong for 4 months. Nothing. Really, you don't need police for 4 months in the Arabian Peninsula, which Mohammed bin Salman has problems running and educating Arabic was the best language in the world. I really think that. I'm an Iranian. I think Arabic should be the best language in the world for poetry. And you can, when you lie in poetry, when you hide facts in beauty, you destroy the world. Arabs have not been enforcing slavery on federal level of America. United States of America president didn't guarantee slavery for Arabs ever. Arabs are good people. They've been lied to. They've been used. Mr. Ashar has realized, hey, I don't think it's a good idea to marry a 9-year-old. This could be wrong. Go to your leaders. Find your kings. A natural leader. If you're Americans, I am okay with Donald Trump sitting there and then giving it to the Baron Trump, then whatever. But as long as the law is being enforced, and if it is not, we are all armed. And we all know the First Amendment is protected by the Second Amendment because our government can go. How wrong can a government go? We know very, 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 very wrong, but not under healthy media markets. You always fall because you lie. In the 21st century, we are fact-checking lies. How many lies has Trump told you? Really lies. Let's go see what he told you. Go read everything. Enough people were convinced to vote for him. 3 times, I think. I doubted myself when Trump lost the previous election. I thought he should have won. Nobody saw Biden. Biden was not even there. But Americans were run by Biden because democracy has to work. Because Rosie O'Donnell doesn't like Trump. Really? Fuck Rosie O'Donnell. Or maybe love her. She's not here. She's fine. And if Ilhan Omar doesn't like America, fuck off. America is great because America is good. That is the morality market. We can't start killing people. We can't start forcing our women not to be human beings. We can't do that. You want to do that? Well, you are doing that in Afghanistan. You're doing that in Iran. And people cannot move their governments because they don't have a natural leader to go to. We do. In Iran, you have a Reza Pahlavi, which is a reference. Wherever a country goes to problem, hey, Mr. Pahlavi, hello. You want to have a republic? Okay, he goes home. Just like what Shahanshah Aryamer told you. Hey guys, I heard your revolution. What the fuck do you want? You want a republic? Okay, I can go home and you can vote on shit. But what are you gonna do when you get to vote on right or wrong? Shahanshah Aryamer cannot survive propaganda. Masoud Behnoud, I remind everybody, I could be wrong, but this is what I think. And I don't care if you want to kill me. I am okay if you want to kill me. That is the ultimate activism for me. That would be the brilliant ending of this. I figured out Islam. I wrote it in poetry, in Farsi. I'm gonna release some of it tonight in English. Yeah, I'm gonna start releasing everything tonight. You cannot vote on right or wrong. The Britain doesn't. They vote for stupid things because they have to enforce democracy on others. So they have to lie to the British people too. Canadians don't understand that by law, you will go to war if Trump wants to invade your country. And Charles III will be your king. That's odd. Are you going to say no if he says to do that? No. He's not going to say it. He's a natural leader. Why would he say something so stupid that in an honest world, when doesn't have a very corrupt communication system? So that is Islam for you. That is democracy, republic, federalism, capitalism, which works. The market is telling you people are not gonna go with a murderer. If they choose a murderer, that's because they have been deceived. Germans didn't know Hitler. By the time they knew him, they really didn't have any men to survive. And they went through shit. East Germany went through what I think Iran is going through. Because people wanted to vote on right or wrong in Germany. Bismarck's country, which is a federal country today. So, that didn't solve their problem, and it won't. Go ask the French. They have had 8, I think. You go count how many. They have had many regime changes after 7 armies, foreign armies, brought liberté to France for the second time after they brought back Napoleon. I will talk to you later, I guess. I will release some things tonight. Or soon. I don't know. I don't care. I tell you the truth. The way I understand it. You don't believe me? Go figure it out. I learned from Charlie Kirk that I will tell you the truth. Whatever the truth is. I'll die for it. Charlie Kirk was an American. And Charlie Kirk was good. And he doesn't let me talk to you. So I think millions of you people who are watching this or are going to watch this will have to wait a little so I can go walk my dog. Talk to you later.